Okay, so now we're recording audio in post. And we're going to start in... Hello, everybody! We're back. We're back. I have blasted someone's ears again. That clap was way too loud. We're back. We're what are we doing today, Nick? Are we talking about something really horrible, or are we talking about something juicy?
Well, we're talking about a few things. Some of them are horrible depending on who you are.
You're not supposed to say that, Nick.
What?
They're all juicy topics. That's what we're supposed to say.
No, they're all juicy. I'm just saying some of them, depending on who you are, they're kind of horrible.
How? My God. Okay, Jesus.
What?
What? Your audio is picking up way too much. Let's turn that down. Christ, I think we're blasting people.
Well,
we're actually blasting people.
Some people deserve to be blasted.
Oh my God. Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
Okay, well.
I don't want to do too loud.
Louder the better.
What?
Death to the ears of everybody.
Jesus Christ. You are a spawn of Satan. Christ's sake. All right.
It is not my fault. I have energy for this podcast. You're fucked.
I know. Yeah, I am a little tired. But we'll see. I think I'm feeling a little off my game lately. I might be sick, but I don't know.
That's not good. Stay away from me. I have important plans for the holidays.
I know.
Can't be getting sick.
I'll usually let you know if I'm like sick. It's just so I can warn everyone else.
Where do you usually?
What do you mean usually? I warned you twice in the past. I was like, Nick, I'm feeling sick. Be careful.
Sure you did. Whatever.
All right, so we're drinking
coffee.
We're drinking coffee
if
today.
You can call it that.
Well, mine's more watery than yours.
Why is yours more watery?
Because you put in a new thingy.
You didn't put in a new.
No.
What the idiot!
You closed it and then you made the coffee and then you put in new after that. And
I assumed you put in a new cup in the Keurig. You idiot.
No, I didn't.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Dump it out and go make a fresh one.
Okay, well, no, it's fine. We'll be fine.
What the? Oh my God.
It's like milk and sugar, but waterized. Okay, I'll be back.
The thing ran through twice on the last one, so it can fill up a proper mug. No wonder it's watery as shit.
Okay, we'll be back. I'm gonna go make.
Don't get me wrong, everybody. I understand a Keurig is not quality coffee, and I'll agree to that. Yeah. But right now, I'm on a budget. But seriously, man, learn to operate it.
We'll be back. Okay, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, quickly. Okay, we're back.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
You guys finally learned how to use a proper freaking Keurig.
Yeah, I
got himself some.
I don't use machines.
Proper low quality coffee.
I use pour over method, and I always just I use 2.5 spoons of coffee, and I make a massive cup. Like I have this little jar mug, and it fills all the way to the top.
I get it. You make better coffee than me. I don't disagree.
No, it's not. Well, you can make it here. It's not that hard.
No, I could.
You just use a coffee filter, 3 spoons, and you just kind of slow pour it.
I could. I just don't take the time to do so, and I should.
I mean, it takes 20 minutes. It's like the worst.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine. And I really don't have a spare 20 minutes in the morning these days. I'm trying to get to the point that I have a spare 20 minutes, but I'm tired.
I know. We understand. You got to get 1 hand at 3.
What?
That's amazing.
You're such a douche.
Come on, I had to go there.
No, you didn't, but you would.
I would,
I should have expected it.
Oh, Jesus. What?
What?
Would you
should have expected that from you.
If there is any bit of a possibility of going, like, adding dirtiness to the podcast, I'm going to do it.
But let's be honest. You got a single one here, so.
Wow. Damn. Just got burnt over here. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well.
Jesus. So are you saying I wouldn't make these comments if I wasn't single?
No, you'd make them anyway. You're just that much of a douche.
I'm
just saying.
Thank you. I am just a grade A asshole. I just love to.
You are.
I just love to make dirty comments.
Which is why you're here.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. All right, let's get started.
Yeah. I could never be friends with someone who doesn't do dirty comments. And I don't view it as a lack of maturity, let's be honest. I think
it's funny.
The way people make dirty comments and jokes is a range of maturity. Yeah. The younger you are, the more likely you'll just say, penis. And when you're older, you will allude to it, and the joke or reference you tell, everyone in the room will understand. And, and if it's really, on the, up there on the spectrum or whatever, everyone will be laughing, but everyone will have interpreted it slightly differently.
Yeah, I know.
And there might be 3 or 5 different understandings of that joke.
Yeah.
And all of them are still getting the same reaction of just intense laughter.
Of course.
Which is what I love about...
Let's just leave it at the point where we're not the type of people who will say panties and laugh.
Right.
Like, that we're not that kind of idiots. I mean, we have that sense of maturity where we can say it, and Nick's just laughing. Nick is laughing as I'm talking about, like, how we not gonna laugh at that kind of crap. What? Who have you become? We're not the men we're supposed to be.
I'm not laughing at it.
You had a smile on your face, and I was just like, fuck. God damn it. All right.
Let's be honest with the fact that panties alone is a weird word, and just something using to say. I don't know.
Why is it a me? It's okay.
I know, it's just a weird word.
I don't want to go there.
But there's people that don't like that word, similar to people don't like the word moist.
What's wrong with moist? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. People don't like it.
I say that on my stream sometimes.
I don't know. People don't like it. I don't like the word monies. I hate it.
What?
Monies.
Monies?
Yes.
Like we got some monies in our bank?
Yes. I hate that word.
Okay, yeah, I can see why.
But like not everything, but I tend to hate words that have that just ending, that Y kind of feeling for a few things. It just irritates me.
Like baggies.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like it. It just irks me.
And I'll eventually say something on this podcast where Nick won't like it, because I tend to just bend the words a little bit and just make, I don't know, just it's goofy.
Yeah, I get that.
But at some point you're just gonna go, fuck you.
Yes. As a real quick note, for the things that end in Y, like, you know, that sound I don't like, and I get there's different context to things, and I know this is a bit of a stretch. Let's just go over this real quickly. If you're over 10 and you're saying, you refer to your father as daddy.
Stop right there.
Stop.
You need to stop. Because that has a different meaning.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Like,
if you don't know the meaning, it's fine.
It's not that.
It's fine. Someone can explain it to you.
Don't get me wrong. I don't have an issue with the word daddy, because that. But
for the sexual interpretations.
But for the people that just like call their father daddy, especially men, and it's nothing to do about gender roles. It just feels weird.
Yeah. And
we had a friend who did that, and he didn't do it jokingly. He did it seriously.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me, honestly. I mean, I get it's like everyone has a different thing, but why?
I don't know, man.
It just seems off. You have grown men that say daddy. My daddy. I
mean, the word mommy is kind of under scrutiny to become lately, because for that specific sexual interpretation, because people just go mommy, and I'm like, stop, just please stop.
Yeah, but like, also, I'll be honest, like, for me, I know the sexual side is so tightly wound, and I know you should be able to separate things, and you can, but just because I also have an issue with like things that end, like words end in Y in that sense, I know, like, I will probably do everything I can to ensure my kids just say dad or mom.
I just call my mom Ma.
Yeah.
And she understands that. I'm like, Ma, what's up? Yeah. She's like, yo.
But I realize.
By the way, I want to make it clear. We're not making fun of like sexual fantasies and stuff like that. Like mommy dom.
Should be clear.
Like mommy dom and daddy dom. You want to have that situation? Yes. Go for it.
This show is respectful and open to all sexual things,
fantasies,
fetishes, fantasies, so on.
But okay, too limited.
Sure.
But I'm saying, like, if you're like a teenage boy or a girl calling your mom or dad mommy or daddy, like, you maybe just take a step back and just cut shit down, you know? Because maybe it's more hip these days to just say, yo, dad, what up?
Yeah, sure. I thought on the idea of, like, when you call your parents, like, mom, dad, stuff like that, it occurred to me as a kid at one point, like, you get to a certain age and you're still calling your parents mom and dad, and you might not actually know their real names.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that happened to me, and I realized, like, wait a minute, I don't actually know your name.
The full name?
Yeah, like, their actual, first name. Because you get so used to calling them mom and dad, and you might not, you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to when they're talking to other adults.
It's a little different.
Do you hear their name?
It's a little different to some people, because, I mean, especially in divorces, just because once you get a stepmom, you don't want to call her stepmom, so you just call her full name.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, Rosa Park. No, I'm kidding.
What the?
I was gonna make it a terrible joke. I had to stop myself.
Yeah, dude, can't go there, man. Come on.
All right, let's actually start because we have a lot to do and we haven't really began.
Yes, we've begun. We've begun talking about other things.
We're already 10 minutes in. We haven't really talked about anything else. Just than sexual fantasies.
Most podcasts I've listened to, the first 10 minutes, oftentimes, do not relate to anything else in the podcast. But seeing as how this podcast is anything we want it to be, fuck that. Yeah,
we just ramble. Yes. Oh, by the way, so we're gonna. I just want to talk about this real quickly, and then we'll continue. We're gonna take a break. This is the last episode you guys are gonna get for this year. That's it. 2020. This is the last episode, and we're done.
Hallelujah.
I know. We're going to see you back in 2021 in the second week of January. But before then, no, we're on a break. I just blasted everyone's ears. I get it, but we are on...
blasting people.
I'm sorry, but we are actually on a break.
They already have to listen to us. We don't need to burn their ears anymore.
I mean, I guess the ears might burn regardless.
Sure that.
From the shit we say. But
fair enough.
But... we're taking a break because it's Christmas and it's time to enjoy. It's also New Year's and we want to take a break before shit breaks loose. I also got school starting on 4th, my winter school courses or whatever. So I need to prepare for that a little bit. And then we'll be back around the second week. What's the second week of next year?
I don't know.
January.
Let's see.
Let's look. My calendar's not opening. Very dead air time. Around 9th.
Yeah.
9th-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the 12th, but that's so. I guess we'll be back around the 11th.
Okay. Yeah.
And we have different plans for I have different plans for the show. So we're gonna what the plan is. I'm gonna keep it a secret for now. I'm gonna reveal it later. But we're gonna have 2 different shows from January, and I'm gonna keep the gaming segment out of our normal talking, just not like all of it, but like just all of it.
Limit it.
Yeah, I limit it because I just go through a lot of gaming news and we don't really end up getting to your points.
True, but like also I have less time to make points.
So I want to give you more of a time to kind of talk about more of world news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to limit the gaming stuff to what we play and how like what we are interested in.
True.
And we're just going to keep this podcast more about us than more about gaming news.
Yes.
And if you want to learn more about gaming news, we can have a separate segment. I'm going to make it bite-sized for you all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make it 45 minutes to an hour, so you can just quickly listen to it. Just a little in and out, you know?
Yeah.
In and out.
Small little segment.
Yeah. All right, let's start. Let's
That's
begin.
Code for Devesh is trying to pawn off more responsibility on me for this podcast, which is fair.
Yes, it's a little bit. But I didn't think much about that. But mostly I just want to separate things because I take up a lot of time on this just talking about gaming news.
Yeah, that's right. I enjoy gaming, but I'm not that big into it, so I really can't add a lot aside from yep.
Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't talk about Kerbal Space Program and you'll understand what the frick I'm talking about because you don't know what that game is, and I'll explain a little bit, but you still won't get the full gist of what that game is.
I'll be honest that I'm looking at it in the notes. I didn't look at it that closely. I really thought that was just like a thing, not like a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
Okay, well,
all right.
I feel stupid.
It's
Great.
fine. It's all good. It's all good.
I should have known you wouldn't do anything with like that. So
I wouldn't talk about anything else. Like if in the first segment, she's probably.
But like it would be you to talk about space.
Yeah, I am a very space fiend. I
feel like we should probably do a deep dive in like space stuff. Devesh will give us a lot of information, and probably I don't actually know your stance. We'll either glorify or shit on like Elon Musk for an episode.
Bit of both,
then.
Because I agree on some of his parts, but then otherwise he's just like a little shitbag.
Yes.
But anyway, let's talk about Cyberpunk.
All right. Yes.
Okay, so you know what's been going on lately, but
I don't know all the ins and outs. I know the first time we talked about it on the podcast, I was like, yes, this looks cool. I'm going to consider getting this. And then I hear the game is in turmoil. Yeah. It's terrible. There's returns. I work at a UPS store.
Yeah.
The other day, someone returned the game. We're shipping it back, so yeah, it's bad.
They took it off the PS Store recently, and then the Best Buy and Xbox have been making. They just opened refunds not that long ago, last week. So the refunds are in a big demand lately.
Yeah.
And the PS Store took off the Cyberpunk off their store because what people were doing is they were buying it, playing for an hour or two, and then refunding the game. And so they just wanted people to stop buying the game.
Yeah.
And I was one of the lucky bastards who kind of got it before they took it off the store. Just so I wanted to see what the hell's going on with the game.
Of course.
And okay, there's some things I like about the game.
Yeah.
Others I really don't.
All right.
The game itself, like when you get into the world, I
Yeah.
really did no missions at all. I just got straight into the map, and I was just like, all right, let's do this. Which means I can't really talk full length about all the shit, but I can talk a little bit.
Okay, so let's hear it.
When you first get into the game, you're like, okay, this big map, awesome. It feels live.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lot of life to the game. Everything's autonomous. There are people on routines.
Yeah.
People are doing their own thing.
Uh-huh.
And then that's where everything kind of loses a sense, because maybe you look like 20 feet away and just nothing's rendered, and you're pulled out of the immersion.
Oh,
like the cars are all polygony, so nothing's rendered into curves.
Yeah.
The windows, it's just everything's looking super out resolutioned.
Here's what I understand. How did they release it if it's this many problems? Because this isn't like a slight glitch.
This is the
This
problem.
sounds like it's still a long way from being fully developed.
That's what I think. And okay, hold on. But the whole thing that got me was this has been in work for 8 years.
Yeah.
How like look at GTA.
Yeah.
They did such a good job on. What happened?
Right, and that's the one we were talking about earlier. Is like, from what the clips I've seen, GTA has a lot better immersion and is actually functioning when it's released.
Okay,
So.
well, no.
Yeah.
Before anything else, how the hell did? Okay, I'll talk about water physics. How did they mess the water physics up so bad? So when you throw a grenade in the water or like shoot a gun, you're like,
you see a splash, you see a big thing of water fly up. Yeah.
Not in Cyberpunk. You throw a grenade in the water. It makes a little bit of a splash, like just a tiny bit, goes down, and then you see the actual like explosion graphics.
Okay.
Not the water splash. What? You just see explosion graphics half cut out of the water.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, the biggest thing I've seen the issue with Cyberpunk is, aside from like rendering issues, is objects don't interact the way they're supposed to with each other.
Yeah, the performance is.
Yeah.
This is why
nothing's coded to interact with each other.
Yeah, they're getting into a lawsuit now.
How? From what?
Okay, so this game was advertised for PS4s and Xbox Ones.
Yeah.
The ones we kind of left behind before, Gen 4 ones.
Yeah, okay.
And now, for whatever reason, they were like, well, screw what we advertised. Let's just support Gen 5s.
Yeah.
And now they've now supported the game and made it fully for PS5s and the new Xbox.
Yeah.
And everyone's left confused. I'm like, well, didn't you advertise this for the Gen 4s? What happened?
Yeah.
Like, you released this in 2000... You announced this in 2012 saying this game is going to be released for PS4. You can't just up and now just release it fully for PS5, let it run perfectly, and PS4 just gets trashed.
Yeah. It seems like that's happening with a few games, and it might, at some point, be a necessity for us to switch to Gen 5. Mm-hmm. But
well, I shouldn't say they're getting a lawsuit. They're in a potential for a lawsuit.
Okay.
Mostly because they advertise a lot of things on their case. Yeah. And not all of that is in the game.
Ew, it's not good.
Like they were like, if you do too many crimes, I don't know what this accent is, but if you do too many crimes, your name is on the wanted poster. The police don't care in this game. You walk like 2 feet and the police is like, huh? Okay.
Don't see him. He's gone.
It's like you take one cover and the police kind of look a little bit and they're like, oh, I don't see him, and then you walk away and it's like,
that's
wanted posters. Like I want, like, that's the key theme that's keep coming up with this podcast. But Red Dead did it so well. If I do enough things, if I like gain enough bounty, my poster is gonna be in that police sheriff's office hanging, and I will constantly get bounties on my ass. You could I trust me now, I played the game for like an hour or two, and I've committed so much crime. You could call me a serial killer and a serial terrorist, but police don't care. They're just like, here's our man. He put the police officer just puts an armor on my player's shoulder, and it's like, look at this beautiful gentleman. It's just like,
See,
what?
That's a problem for me because I feel like Cyberpunk is similar to GTA a little bit, where I get bored with GTA. So for like, first thing I'll do is I'll just start popping off rounds in public at people. So just to get the cops on me, because that's what I decided that's what I'm going to do for the next hour. I'm not going to do missions.
Yeah.
I don't have like people I play with online enough to make money off things in GTA. So
Well,
I
you
will
should
just
now.
start 5-star fights with the police. If I can't do that on Cyberpunk when I get bored, what's the point?
Yeah, it's a...
Yeah. But that note of, real quick, that note of like things moving to Gen 5, you and I will probably have to move to Gen 5 at some point.
At some point. I'm
Yes.
not looking forward to it, but eventually in the long run.
But also because you're the only person I play with online, want to make sure we end up moving to the same console if we switch back to Xbox.
Well, so here's what's going to happen is I know for a fact that I'm going to move it, but most likely I'm going to wait for a bundle.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
It's going to be same thing with what we have on Xbox, where I transitioned first, and then Emmett followed, and you followed.
Yeah.
But most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to buy the new one, and then I'm still going to end up playing with you on the 4 because I don't feel like playing by myself for 5 until you get on. Or or reverse.
See, so I'm actually in a position where I have more like money coming in than I did before. So I'm again, but I also have to make sure I ration shit.
Well, don't get it now. Like,
not
wait till
now.
like August next year.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
They're not available.
I have too much other stuff
You
going
can't
on right
buy
now
it.
to afford a PS5 that I barely have time to play as it is, which is why I haven't started campaigns on much of my games.
Yeah.
Although it should be noted that like I never had much time to play campaigns because on my Xbox 360, which I still have somewhere, is probably a few $100s in downloaded games.
Yeah.
That I never got to.
Yeah, you need to take the time to play that.
I mean,
just enjoy it at least a little
quite
bit.
a bit of games
On PS4, right?
on Xbox.
Oh.
On 360, I have like a bunch of games downloaded. I never got around to because I didn't have the time to start them. Like, because I always find like I need like 2 or 3 hours to start a game. Never had the time though.
Will you buy an Xbox at some point?
I don't know.
Because at some point I'll eventually get one, just for the sake of getting one.
Like like a Gen 5 one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
most of my gaming is started on the PS4. It works. I think I'd feel more comfortable just going to the PS5.
I feel like you should consider more than me, just because all the 360 games are cross compatible. So
Yeah,
you
I
can
guess.
just play all those on your thing.
The thing is, my life is moving in the sense where I don't have all that much time. Like
Yeah,
I
that
got
too.
Call of Duty, like the Cold War.
You have a relationship and a job
Yeah.
and stuff like that, so it's some more to consider than just games.
True.
So
Because this, what was it? I don't know.
it's just a decision thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the one time I actually played, what was it? I don't have that much time. I have like an hour, which worked out back when Call of Duty released World War II. Because that actually had like more missions it gave you consistently. That were like easier and more,
like daily missions.
like gave you beneficial stuff. I would be on for an hour, play those, rack up a lot of good shit,
Yeah.
and then get off. And
Now
that
it's
was like an
pointless.
hour long, and that worked for me.
Now it's pointless.
It is, but you know what? I really liked World War II. That was one of my favorites.
Well, yeah, because it actually put gave an emphasis on earning things.
Yeah, they did.
Now it's just like, would you like to play for like 3 hours and get this like really douchey looking hat? It's like,
I will
what?
say, Cold War, the multiplayer, feels a bit cut and paste. Or copy, cut, paste, whatever.
thank you, well said.
Like, because there's nothing that's really changed, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I just haven't found my right settings yet. Something about playing multiplayer still doesn't feel fluid.
Yeah,
Just some of the movements still feel
jittery and sticky and
like from older games where you can't move as much.
yeah.
And I don't know why.
Well, that's because we got used to Modern Warfare's double sprint system,
Yeah.
and then a sprint system, and now we have to adjust to.
Yeah, because I changed my sprint system, did a few other things, but
Well, you're lucky.
Yeah.
My control doesn't even sprint properly, so
Oh,
I have
shit.
to sometimes tap it 5 to 4 times to
Yeah.
just have it go sprint. And I think I could be wrong, but there is a minor amount of extra sprint you get.
yeah.
But you really need to turn up that FOV because that FOV makes you feel like you're going a little bit faster than you are.
I don't know.
It just gives you that little bit of edge, which is what I do, and I seem to end up do fine. Like in most Call of Duties, I do usually better than like you. But
That's true.
this one, I think you might do better than me because I hate it.
I might, but I'm also like I said,
garbage
I'm
at
a
it.
very inconsistent player for some reason, even playing the same map in a row with the same people, I'll have like a game where I go off. Be the top of the leaderboard, play of the game. Next game, shit.
Yeah, that's okay. So I explained this a little bit in the post, which you clearly didn't get hear about it, but I talked about this in the post, and this is because the skill-based matchmaking system, SPMM, where if you do good in one game, the game is like, okay, he's got skills, and then they put you with like really awesome sweat launch people.
Yeah.
And then you just I
crap out.
That's why you keep getting like changed into different lobbies.
Yeah.
Every game, and you're like, I'm not a sweaty player. I would have liked to play with that lobby I was playing with, but that's why I was explaining this last time. That's why you don't get to make new friends anymore. That's why you don't get to like actually play with people you really like enjoy playing with.
True.
Because in previous Call of Duties, if you really like playing with a certain group, you stick with that lobby, and then you usually friend them, and you talk with them, and you engage. These days, you get into good coffee.
You move through too fast.
Yeah, you kind of engage. You get a good game a little bit with them.
Yeah.
Screw that. Let's get you shoved up into a new lobby, because who cares about your friend-making skills? Let's just put you into a skill-based matchmaking system, because that's what we've implemented. And the entire community
takes issue with this.
They never fully said that they did, but it's in the game. It's stupid for them to say it's not, and stupid for them to just ignore that it's not.
Yeah,
you could see it. A blind man can see it. Well, I don't think a blind man be able
One thing I noticed with Cold War, people are still getting on, I think, or haven't gotten it yet, because I'm noticing it still takes me quite a while to get a lobby together.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, I think it was almost 10, 15 minutes till it put me in a right lobby. And I spent like most of the time staring and waiting for like, all right, waiting for 4 people, waiting for 5 people, waiting for 6 people, waiting for 4, waiting for 5, waiting for 4, waiting for 6, waiting for 5. I'm getting the frig out of here. Back in again. Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, that's just the matchmaking.
But there's also just feels like there's also less in the game to get in multiplayer. And again, like there's the campaign, which
there's a lot of cosmetics, just cosmetic items.
Yeah, like less.
It's not worth it.
Less operators, whatever. I don't know.
Like
it's something, and I was getting bored with the last one, so.
In Modern Warfare, I spent quite a bit of money just on the cosmetic shit, like packs and stuff like that, which you never did.
Right.
And that's because the cosmetic in that game was actually a little bit better. Like I expect the Black Ops to be like coming out with these new cool packs where it's the chrome camos, stuff like that. No.
Yeah.
You just get this same bullshit you got in the Black Ops every year, and just that's it.
Yeah. I will say the one thing, and again, this is stupid.
We're gonna end on that, by the way. Yes, we talked too much about it.
And it makes me an asshole in the game, and people hate me for this, and I know they do. Is they changed how many rockets you get for the RPG, and I think you get like 5 total now.
Let's not talk about that.
And I'm an evil prick. And have played games with just the RPG lately.
Let's not talk about that, because they said they're gonna nerf the flat jacket, and then
that's an issue though. Like having people with flat jackets also like the metal plate people are able to put under. Should have gotten kills. People have that on.
Here's what I have to say to Activision and like the people who made it. What kind of fucking universe you live in? Where your flat jackets are made of adamantium? Like I shoot a rocket point blank to someone's chest and he just doesn't die? What is wrong with you people?
I've had that issue. I was playing Capture the Flag the other day.
Had to come down.
Me and someone else unleashed hell. Every shot went in, and they kept moving around, kept healing, whatever.
Yeah.
I got one of the 5 people that kept moving through the space. Only one elimination. The rest of them took damage, and that was it. With direct shots, people aren't dying. It's an RPG, people.
I'm gonna have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I don't play that game anymore. I'm stuck playing Last of Us 2. I love that game.
You said Last of Us?
Last of Us 2.
The way you say it always to me sounds like Lost of Us.
I think I did say Lost.
You did.
And I'm to the point where I'm playing Fall Guys instead of Call of Duty because I hate it so much.
That's fair.
It's like sweat lodge every day.
I have a long day, and like I want to get into campaigns, and I should, but it's just a de-stressor.
Yeah.
Usually when I'm at, when it's not me dying for a few seconds. But yeah, no.
It's just painful.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to something that's not painful. That was released. This is an amazing addition to Kerbal Space Program, which Nick, you don't play.
Right.
It's a PC game where you can design rockets. Mm-hmm. You can structure how you can stage them. So let's just say, like, I want these two tanks to decouple after they've been used, and I want this engine to go so they can go up into atmosphere, and you can go explore planets and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's cool. I love it. We're gonna play at some point. Yeah. You're gonna love it. But
yeah, I'm not a PC gamer just because.
Well, I'll play it. You can watch.
Okay.
But okay. So on Kerbal Space Program, they added a new visor.
Yes.
Like real astronauts, they added a visor so they added this whole overhaul where now you can do construction in space.
Cool.
Before, you can only do construction on Earth in a space assembly building.
Of course.
But now you can take parts up in space with you on a space station,
like
or you can send a little drone out, attach, and then now you can have those parts and you can start constructing stuff on the space station.
I like it.
Now that's a fantastic addition.
Yes.
Because before, if you had a spaceship, and you didn't build it properly or something broke, you're fucked. Like if a strut broke and she's like wobbly in space, well, sucks for you. I guess you're restarting or crashing that ship somewhere or you're just gonna have to wing it.
True.
But now you can actually make adjustments and construct bigger and bigger stuff in space. By the way, my space station's looking fucking fantabulous lately.
Nice.
Like, I took this massive overhaul of parts. I took solar panels. I took some fins. I took I took these parts so I can make an O-ring that spins on its own. So like my space station's like a tube, and the O-ring spins. So
I've seen space movies. I get it.
So I'm gonna send the O-ring after, like from Earth. But right now I'm just constructing the bits to the O-ring, and I think today or tomorrow I'm gonna put a video out where I'm gonna post all the O-ring construction. But I tell you, it's gonna be fantastic.
Nice.
I think your audio is too low, man.
Is it? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I don't think it's picking to too much. I feel bad because we recorded almost 30 minutes of this episode, and
I'm pretty loud. I'm assuming it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So
I honestly don't want to blast him, but I also don't want to have you come way too low. And it's also picking up my audio too.
I think it is. Yeah.
I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
I probably am, and
I'm just freaking out about it. I'm
not
just
that we should become dependent, but that's what Post is for.
I know, but I panic a little bit because I can't. So before, in certain editing softwares, I could manually adjust. Like I can split a little bit of audio, and I can adjust the audio for that bit. But now I do it for the whole, like all the audio, so I can't really do little bits of it.
I think at some point however we do it, because I would need your laptop, whatever device you use for it. Need to get Nick. Have Nick come in, our friend, and get you some editing software.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna get some Adobe at some point. Audition would be nice because Audition does it very well.
All right. Yeah.
And if Photoshop will be here, I can do art more nicely.
Yes.
And make it look like complete douchebags.
Find time you can just use my Photoshop on my computer.
I don't know, borrow your laptop. Like if I'm gonna do like a Photoshop art, I'm gonna be there for like a couple hours.
Okay.
So I'll just rather have him
come
do
over.
it.
You can be on my laptop while you can watch me have good and terrible games in Call of Duty, or you can watch or do as I do, play Last of Us.
I'll bring my main laptop.
Yeah.
But the one I use, the gaming one, and then he can do it on there, just because it's easier. And then I can do all my work there because that's where I do the editing and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Anywho, let's talk. Let's continue about Kerbal Space.
Space program.
They allow people to carry parts and spaceships. Now there's more inventory for little Kerbal, little mini astronauts. They added new lights and RCS thrusters. RCS is like those, little gas jets on ships that kind of spin it or adjust it. So they added those. So now you can have dual nozzles. You can have 4 nozzles in each direction, or you can just have one nozzle pointing outwards. So you can have more control, less control, however control you want.
Yes. Things for a spaceship.
Yeah, and they added new lights. So there's joint lights there's a cup that moves inside, like the light in the cup that moves around, so you can get a little bit of fixture of lighting.
Yeah.
They added button lights, cup lights, strip lights, which is fantastic. I would love a strip light on my goddamn ship. And then they added small and large floodlights for if you get onto the moon or if you get onto Mars, whatever, Duna, as they called it in the game, and set up bases with these floodlights. All right. I only have a little bit to go on. So next up, there's a Steam. There's gonna be an autumn sale.
Yeah.
The games including the autumn sale are Oxygen Not Included, Death Stranding, which is a new game that came out, and Death Stranding's just announcing Cyberpunk kind of mash, where they're gonna introduce the Cyberpunk bike. I think it's the Kira's bike into Death Stranding, because you know what Death Stranding is, Nick?
No, do not tell me.
So Death Stranding is a game where you're basically a cargo person. You carry cargo across the United States, but there's these invisible things that you can see with your little baby. So there's a baby attached to you in an artificial womb, and that baby can see these entities that if they kill you, they're gonna leave a large crater.
Okay.
And the more craters there are, the harder it is for you to get across the United States, and the more you are ruining the land. And it's just basically a transport game where you have to play very carefully and use your baby to kind of project, see where these entities are and escape them.
Yeah.
So you don't make a mess. Then the next game up for sale is Resident Evil, Borderlands 3, which of course Eric was really fond of, Gears 5, Spore, and more amazing games on Steam. Also, if you are someone who is an editor, and if you really want to want more bang for your buck, Vegas Pro Edit 16 software is 75% off. Its normal price is $359, but it's currently at $89.75. So that's a real big bang for your buck if you're looking for editing softwares, or that's a very big price range. Quickly jumping into social media stuff. Twitch is banning words like simp with the words incel and virgin with the new upcoming revamped harassment policy. I'm a little bit excited about that because I just seen that word kind of get thrown around like it's...
It does, definitely. I will say, though, is it just those words on their own, or do they have to be in context of insults?
I think on those words on their own will be what it's going to be, because they can't really detect if it's an insult or whatnot.
Well, like simp and insult are one thing, but like the word virgin, I feel like would show up other places and would shut down posts that aren't,
but Twitch is
negative.
Twitch is just like a live streaming service.
Okay.
So I don't know what context you would put a virgin in.
Okay, well that's what I was thinking. Like, all right.
In a live streaming service, you know what I mean? So
it
it's
would help in your notes you specify Twitch.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're talking about Twitter, Instagram, whatever else.
Oh yeah, I didn't put it down, but I'm talking about Twitch. Okay. And
then never mind. I'm assuming people, again, this is somewhat negative. I'm assuming people on Twitch are only using those as insults.
Yeah, it's just to call people.
They're talking about the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anyone has a religious live stream these days.
I'm sure there's somebody.
Oh yeah, of course. They do these like I think they do these like Christian call services where they live stream calls. They're like, we're gonna have people call in the name of Jesus, and someone usually just calls and say, "Oh, hail Satan," and they cut the call. What?
We should do that for an episode.
Absolutely not. That is harassment. I will not condone that.
I didn't say we would call in and say hail Satan.
What? So what will we do?
I don't know. Be interesting, maybe.
What will we do then?
Ask questions. I don't know.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Potentially. Probably not, but all right.
You know what this is gonna do is it's gonna also block out emotes and stuff like that. So you know what emotes are? Like they're like these little special emojis, but they call emotes for custom Twitch streamers. So if you Twitch stream, you can make a custom emote of us with the word simp in it.
Okay.
Right? Now those are going to be banned too. So you can't have emotes that with the word simp, virgin, incel, and various other words, including those. So
this seems kind of mild, honestly. And I'm sure people will just come up with another way to say the word simp, incel, or virgin.
I guess there's Chad and there's other words like that.
Yeah, people always do though.
Yeah, and those are going to get banned eventually. So it's just a rolling trend. On other news, Asus adds an AMD Ryzen 5000 CPU support to their 4000 series. This is a big news because 4000 series is a Gen 4 motherboards. And adding a Generation 5 CPU support is fantastic because no one has to get a Generation 5 motherboard. So this is a really, really big news to tech people who like to really get into the computer technical skills.
Yes.
This is no importance to you.
Yes, we get it. I'm not tech savvy.
No, you don't care about PC news.
That's also true.
Yeah, I don't saying that. I'm not saying that you're not tech savvy. I'm just saying that you don't care about computer.
That's true.
PC is usually not your ball of the game. You just deal with consoles.
Yeah.
You console pleb. It's not okay.
Console player. I care about my PC and the fact that it needs a shit ton of storage and good graphics to run all my editing software for different things, but. Yeah, that's another thing. At some point, I really need to get myself a terabyte backup. But
yeah, an external drive.
Yeah, just because I intend on taking that everywhere, and it also needs to be shock, waterproof, all that other shit. Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Yes.
When we come back, it's going to be Nick running the show.
Oh no, you're all in for it now.
We're both. It's not really running the show. We're just talking into a mic. So Nick's just gonna lead the conversation a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about what Nick wants to talk about. Anywho, I'm just gonna go take a quick poo, and we'll be back. All right, everyone.
Don't tell them that, people. Don't tell them that.
All right, we'll be back, everyone.
All right. We're back.
We are back.
We're back, and we're here.
Wait. I have no audio.
And I believe Devesh is lighter now. My
mic's muted.
There, he's back. He's back and he's lighter.
Oh man, my mic was muted. That sucks. All right, we're back. So I have a pop filter on for people who want to know, and my pop filter is covering the mic, which has a light that usually turns red when the mic is muted.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that, so the only way I can now pick it up is from looking at the.
Aha.
Which kind of sucks.
Excuses. That's what I'm hearing. Excuses.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared. Okay, let's talk about Nick. What do you want to talk about?
Well, as you may have guessed, to most people's, I guess they're happy about it to a degree. Is the COVID relief bill has passed.
COVID relief bill.
Which
how much?
Not much relief, really. I don't think.
Well, but what's the amount?
So from what I've gathered, we're looking at about still it's like $600 in stimulus checks.
Okay.
So that much hasn't really changed. I should get blessed because originally we were getting $1,200. So if you feel like 600 is enough to get by on, is that? I think it's a month, or is that just it?
I think it's a month.
Yeah, so 600 a month because that does
so
well.
Before we start on that major topic, let's talk a little. I just want to quickly cover that. I ended up getting a 3080.
A what?
The graphics card that I wanted, a 36 graphic card. Just quickly, and then that brings a nice kind of conversation into that $600 a month. Yeah. But so I ended up going early with my mom. Yeah. And on my way there, the car was mad shaking. Mm-hmm. It was just. I thought the suspension was gone because I just got towed recently. Right. If you haven't seen the video, it's probably because I forgot to upload it, and I'll do it at some point. I made a bonus video. Okay. For the people who want to see, but it was painful. It was painful to go through that first 30 minutes of the ride with the car just going yeah, and everyone was just going super fast, and we had our emergency lights on, and we were just going to the slow lane on our highway to the store. Yeah. By the way, the car's fine. It runs fine now. I think it was just ice built up in the suspension, but it could be horribly wrong, and it could be the axle. So we'll get the car checked out. I just don't want to die over the car. But Anywho, we got there. I stood in the line for like an hour and a half. Great. I went in there. My tensions were high because there was like 35 other people in front of me. Right?
Yeah.
And I surprisingly enough got a 3070. I was so happy, Nick.
Yeah.
My theory checks out. And my theory is that if you want to get a 3070 or any 30 series GPU, I would try Monday. You want to get a specific one? Be there before 6 in the morning. I'm sorry, you have to wait. For me, it's 6 in the morning, or wherever you are, it's probably 6 in the morning because the store's open at 9. And you wanna if you really want to get one, you are gonna have to wait 3 hours. Suck one, bring a camp chair, and just sit around, download some movies on your phone or iPad, and just watch and kill time.
Oh, yeah.
Or talk to people next to you. I built a great friendship to someone named Sean. Sean, if you're listening, hello. Sean was very nice, and we ended up both getting a graphics card. It was fantabulous. So, congrats to me and Sean for getting a 3070 in such a time where scalpers are rejoicing 3070s and selling them for more money, where other people can't quite get it. So, suck it, scalpers. But talking about your point, Nick,
yes.
my graphics card alone costed $744. That is $144 more than the $600 a month alone. So how do we expect people to pay for groceries?
I think to start, they shouldn't be buying graphics cards.
Well, okay, yeah, I get it. But I'm just saying, how do we expect people to go for a month on $600? First of all, if this is for low-end people, for people paying rent for their apartments, food, for however many people there in the house.
Yeah.
Assuming 4, that's a lot of money, right? If some people even have a job, then they're on a low-end income.
Oh yeah.
And just a bajillion other problems that are going on.
Oh yeah, there's
Meds,
a lot of issues.
Hospital bills.
Yeah, $600 a month doesn't begin to cover it.
How much did we get the first time around? $1,000?
$1,200, I believe.
$1,200?
Yeah.
Even that wasn't enough.
Oh yeah, it's not good.
For all the people out there who like all the homeowners who like to kind of cut down their rent checks and stuff like that.
Oh
yeah. You're awesome.
Yeah.
If you cut down someone's check or kind of say, okay, you don't have to pay for a couple of months because of this said issue.
Yeah.
You're a godsend. You're doing God's work. But if you're one of those people who still charges people full money for the rent or kind of carries the debt over to eventually, you suck.
Right.
You are the worst person in the world, and you will most likely run hell past Satan.
Well, this bill is also part of government funding. The bill is actually over 5,500 pages long.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
I'm
excessive.
reading like 2 pages and I'm over it.
So the number of people most likely been hearing is 900 billion, which is strictly the COVID relief. The whole bill covers $2.3 trillion. 1.4 of which is for government funding.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah, the other 900 is for COVID relief.
Yeah, government funding. Yes.
Yeah.
They need to pay more for their senators to get.
So of what
premium
I've
meals.
read of the government funding, one of the portions actually goes for a portion of the border wall that we're supposed to be building.
Why is that still going on?
Because it is. So that's I have the numbers: 1.375 billion for 56 miles of the border wall. $5 million to create a database to track police misconduct. $153 million for programs to improve community relations with police. And 3% pay raise for the military and 1% pay raise for the civilian federal workforce. Yeah. So those are just a few things of what the bills, where the money's been allocated for. So
for people who don't know.
All right. Why are you shaking your head? Let's hear.
What?
I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'm just asking. I want to go.
Why are we giving importance to the wall in a time of COVID, in a time of a pandemic? Why are we saying? I think what we really need to focus on is Mexicans crossing the wall. Bruh, the country's in distress. It's in ruins. Can we just forget about Mexican people entering the country? Okay.
Could you argue very stupidly that building the wall is a form of social distancing from people
No,
from another country.
that's what we have. That's why we have a specialized military department.
Yeah.
Fully, dedicated to keeping people out of the wall.
Out of the, you mean,
Like,
out of the country, I mean,
yeah,
from crossing the border.
From crossing the border, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's what you're saying.
But
that concerns
then
me.
we don't need a wall. It's been doing fine lately.
Yeah. Also, there's the fact that most people who are here illegally don't actually cross the border.
Yeah.
Most of them actually come here legally, and
I don't
their
think
visas expire.
First of all, I don't think U.S. government will say one bit if a U.S. citizen wanted to cross the border and go to the Mexican side. But they'll start saying a big hoo-ha if they want to come back, just crossing the same way. Mm-hmm. Come on, you kidding? You kidding?
Yeah.
Do you think the U.S. government will mind if someone just kind of waltzes over the wall and say, "I'm going to go to Mexico," and just carries like a big
I don't know
briefcase?
Yeah.
They don't. I've been to the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been to how they enter the Mexico. There isn't even a checkpoint. You just walk straight through. There's two revolving doors between you and Mexico, and you just go straight to Mexico.
Yeah.
You want to get back to U.S., you have to wait in the line for 900 people. There's a huge checkpoint.
Yeah.
You have to check your passport out, your citizenship, your Visa card, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like...
Well, I mean, it's entering the country, and that's kind of part of it.
But why isn't Mexico taking such security? I'm just like... But, okay, I guess they might not have such funds to deal with that kind of stuff because they're dealing with their own country. But...
Okay.
The wall. Why are we focusing on the wall right now?
Yeah.
That's my only point.
It occurred to me I haven't even heard about the wall in a while, and it feels weird to hear about it.
Buried,
again.
but it's still there.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's
apparently
like
there's
the
money
roaches
going to
behind
that.
your walls. They still exist.
But the bill did pass. And actually, this is the first additional aid since April they've designated for this.
By the way, when I made fun of the government funding for 1.4 trillion,
Yeah.
I wasn't raking them out. I think a lot of that funding will go to military.
Yeah.
Because they're doing.
It usually does.
I think they should do a little better job in dealing with public. Well, we haven't had like a major public issue with military lately, but
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Like Black Lives Matter, when they release like National Guard and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
But they're still part of the governmental branch. Like they're still a military branch. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if they dealt with the issue a little more sensitively, like it would have been better instead of just blasting people with gas grenades. And you remember when they shoved this old man and he had brain damage?
Yeah, I remember the video.
Like, I get it, you're the military, you have the heavy hand, but don't deal it with the public of the United States. And a part of that blame goes to Trump. Mm-hmm. A big part of it goes to Trump. Mate, like he was complaining about like, oh, people are like on such disarray and chaos. I am against people who trash stores and cause chaos, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gas them, go for it. But people who are peacefully protesting, what the
yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you people?
I will say that, things as, don't get me wrong. That's
we were looking at a civil war.
That's not the right words. Change needs to happen. And I think this round, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, was the strongest push we've had in a long time. It's still happening. It's still a necessity. It's not in the news as much, and it's still important. And I will say, as far as the violence goes, I will say police Trump did a lot to escalate things.
Yeah.
When the goal of police in general is to de-escalate.
Yeah.
Put aside everything else. That is the goal, to de-escalate things.
I like how police were whinging. It's like, we need to be respected, and we need to. I was like, bro, you'll be respected if you don't beat people with like in
like
streets who are peacefully protesting.
Yeah, there's the idea that all cops, not all cops. The point is, you represent something. You wear the outfit, which is supposed to mean something, symbolize that you're part of a group. And it may not be, people talk about it's not everyone. You represent something, and to that point, if people are doing bad things wearing that uniform, wearing the badge, that represents badly on everyone. And it becomes one of those things where in every type of group there is.
But they need to
you need to be policing your own group.
They need to publicly assess it, right?
Yeah.
I get. By the way, that police uniform doesn't just simplify, like symbolize something. Yeah. It symbolizes a protection and
what it should symbolize.
Yeah,
and if it is not symbolizing that for a group of people, that is a problem.
And what I didn't like is all of this could have been avoided if the police department of where did the Floyd what's his name?
George Floyd
died.
That is a search away.
Indianapolis, I think. Indiana. I think it's. I have to look.
Yeah.
Dead air, people.
Minneapolis.
Minnesota, yeah. I know it was one of the Indiana or had I in it.
Wait. That's not right. Hold on.
That's not right?
Hold on.
It is Minneapolis. You're right.
It is?
In the Chicago Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Minneapolis. Oh no, it's Minneapolis Street.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. It's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
But Minnesota, United States. Okay. Happening in Minnesota. But it all would have been avoided if the Minnesota PD had just taken a step back and said, we're really disappointed with the way our officers dealt with the situation and they will be brought to justice.
Not about taking a step back. What happened should never have happened.
I understand.
In no way should that event have taken place, or that at any point it was considered okay for that to be the action and taking arresting somebody.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if there needs to be a lot more sensitivity training for police officers, because
sensitivity training, sure, it's not about sensitivity. It's you don't do that.
What, putting the knee on someone's neck?
The knee on someone's neck.
Yeah.
The extra runs. It's not sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
It is sensitivity for more so to, how you deal with people with mental illness and approach them. That is sensitivity training. It is weeding out,
more like dealing with sensitive
systematic
situations.
racism, and the point of just you do not use excessive force. There are things you are told and trained not to do.
Mm-hmm.
You should be reprimanded. Your colleague should be shitting on you. What the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That is not protocol. That is not what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should do ever.
I mean, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The fact that he put his knee on his neck was a horrible thing. I think what they should have done is just put him in the car and just, even if he was having an anxiety attack or whatever, just taking him to the station, would have dealt him there.
Yeah.
But doing that on the street was just that cop has past record of aggressive acts and corrupt behavior. Mm-hmm. So he's long overdue for.
Floyd was down. He was not moving. There's other cops standing around. At what point are they not? All right, let's get him into a vehicle. What was the point? Why did they decide to just stay there, to keep his knee on him?
Yeah.
And no point in that. The crowd is yelling, screaming for them to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And no.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It sucks that we live in a society that this shit happens.
More stuff has happened since the protests and everything else.
Yeah, but still, it's a really shitty thing that we live in a society where this kind of stuff does happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's come to the point where we can't trust the people who
are meant to protect us.
Yeah, who are meant to protect us. Yeah. So, at what point do we justify
At what point do things actually change, though? What is it going to take?
I can't answer that. Well, certainly.
True.
I don't think anyone can. Well, the people who are more well-trained to talk about this situation probably can talk about it.
I mean, the protests, the vigils, they all show support.
Yeah.
And maybe it would pressure people, it has to a degree. pressures government officials to make changes.
I think there was two-sided escalation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was public escalation. There's three. There was public, there was media, and then there was from cops, right? Public escalate, people who basically went the super anarchy route where they trashed the stores, they broke cars, they started fires. That's public escalation.
Right.
Then
but depending on the question is, of those people that do that, what they're, where they actually stand on everything, or if they're just using protest to be violent.
Whatever it is, violence shouldn't be a case to solve, a reaction to set away. You can't just say, "Hey, you keep your dog quiet," and then go beat the owner. It's like, no.
Yeah, I will say, like, the idea of media escalation, I do notice. Not that.
Well, no. Let me fully say my point.
Okay.
And then the cops escalated by reacting to that, right, in a violent way.
Yeah.
So violence with violence always results in violence. Doesn't result in calming things down, which made things even more worse. And then what made even worse is media showing cops abusing, assaulting, and further connecting the peaceful protests with the anarchist groups, which escalated even more.
I think it's not about
the government.
People should be aware that is happening. I think one of the things I think more about media escalation is, like, everyone kind of knows in a sense to a degree, but every news thing I saw around that time during peaceful protest, peaceful protests, peaceful vigils, whatever was going on, the media always phrased at one point, the cops are on standby, and that we're not sure if something's going to happen. That was always the phrasing. As if it's a roll of the... Again, in some cases it did. In the roll of die, that things went bad. That, things got violent, looting, whatever, and that police would interact. So, there's always... don't get me wrong. There is that chance that could happen, but I feel like that was always made very clear in a sense that it was going to.
Which is not a good way to saying that.
True.
I'm a minority person.
Yes.
And I support the issue more than anyone, but I'm kind of disappointed in all sides. But the only thing I'm not disappointed in is the peaceful protests.
Right.
But that being said, I feel like if the peaceful protests had started happening before all the violence acts and all how police dealt with things,
I think
that would have sort of helped the situation a little more and kind of brought to police brutality a little bit more, because police brutality happened in mass when two peaceful protests after reacting to the violent groups.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we had not, if the violence hadn't happened, if the people hadn't trashed streets, and if the police just acted on their own to take down peaceful protests firsthand, that would have brought more light to how police deal with things. That would have brought more light to police brutality. And it would have been kind of brought more light to how we need to change our system. But it didn't happen that way. So that's just my way of how things would have dealt. I'm not a goddamn professional at talking about this stuff.
Right.
It's just my opinion. I could be horrendously wrong, and there's a million other ways of better dealing with the situation. But
of course,
it's just my way of how things should have happened.
Yeah, and things are
slightly been better.
The news, everything, the major support for in a lot of ways has slowed down, kind of gone out of sight as things come up because the news cycle is viciously fast and constantly moving. But it's still an issue, it's still a problem, and it's going to spark up again
eventually.
It's
now,
a point to be there and actually have support, do what is needed to make a change. And it's gonna take time, a lot of time. It's not an easy thing. But it will come to pass. It has to be worked at.
I'm not saying that Biden will fully resolve this issue. I don't have that kind of hope in Biden, but I'm saying I hope he does something to make a difference.
And even, sure, we talk about, things are getting better, and Biden's like, even when he's sworn in, the next day, things are still going to be bad.
Yeah.
But it is someone who, he may not be right on everything, but it's a change and it is a push in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And it will take time. But I have a belief that he will at least start to get things going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And he seems like someone who has this concept of, I need to start things that are going to go on after I'm here. Initiatives that will continue.
I have hope. I'm
not certain, but I feel like I get that sense from him from what I've seen.
Look.
I'm not 100%, but I'm hoping for the best.
There have been many presidents in the past who have promised such things, and they'll in future they'll continue to will be. And all I can do is hope, but that doesn't mean that.
So that's the thing.
I have a little pessimism to that side. You know what I mean?
I get that. I never have taken promises as like promises.
Go. Yeah,
I always take promises as I will try very hard. No assurances.
Try is a very loose word these days.
It is. Make the best effort, whatever. But even if I would ever get political, I would never want to make promises. Mm-hmm. You don't know, and there's with anything government, there's so many different variables that you cannot control.
Here's the thing, his campaign wouldn't have kind of gotten there so much if what's it called, minority support, if he hadn't made those promises. But those promises will eventually backfire.
Possibly. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll see.
Yes.
Anyhow, let's continue down our list. Actually, how about we take a break? How about we take a break and eat these cookies you have made?
Okay, the cookies are not meant to be a break. They're meant to be something we just talk about. And then we can talk about our last topic.
That's fine. I just want to take a step back from talking about such a sensitive issue.
Yes.
And just enjoy something.
We're going to talk about cookies. So
we're going to talk about cookies, everybody.
I made these lovely coffee cookies with chocolate chips in them.
Don't down it. Don't down talk yourself. It's good. It looks very good.
How did I down talk? I said I made lovely cookies.
You gotta be more confident about your cooking. These look beautiful, by the way. They're fantastic. They're these little mini nuggets of cookie and chocolate. I'm having my first bite, by the way. Ready? I'm gonna have it.
Here we go.
Enjoy the dead air, people. I'm chewing right now.
Yeah.
This is really good. Mm-hmm. I feel bad eating and talking, but this is really good.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Can I take some later? No,
yeah.
We're back home. Mm-hmm. Thank you, because I'm gonna parcel these throughout the day, just like Michael.
Oh yeah, these are addictive.
These are very good.
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to.
Nice thing is though, these cookies
kind of just
only take about 5
one more bite.
minutes to make. They're very fast. So basically, it's just like regular cookie dough batter you make, and then just add chocolate chips and a little bit of so like the espresso powder with hot water. Just get that to dissolve. Add it into the mix. They only take 10 to 12 minutes to cook, and you're done. They're fast. You just gotta scoop them out. They're really good cookies. Yes.
Oh my god, I had to put my mic away because I was chewing vigorously. But
okay.
No, it was loud.
No, I understand you. I'm just saying, I don't know. Just interesting phrasing. Chewing vigorously.
Viciously.
Viciously.
Yeah, there you
Viciously, vigorously chewing.
No, I think I just meant to say viciously instead of vigorously.
Okay.
If I like something, I kind of go ham.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, you like the pun, I go ham.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I should jump off a bridge for that.
I find that certain things I like, you can't overdo it. With when you find food you like say you have a dish you really like and you're like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, I should have more. Don't.
No.
Even if you're hungry, put aside, try not to eat, have something else, whatever. Some things are better just have less of them and only have them occasionally, and you continue that stronger enjoyment.
This is like a sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Because there's a saltiness to it. There's also chocolate and
I think this batch came out better because the first batch, the first taste you kind of got, tasted like grounds.
I think you just needed it to dry a little bit.
They do. But, yeah, these cookies taste much better Let them sit a day, actually, and they just taste better when they harden.
I think I need to have this with milk when I get back home.
Okay.
Because I think they'll agree. I'm gonna take like a couple.
Okay, sure. Don't take too many, but
no, I won't. I'll take like 3 or 4 because I want my mom to have one too.
You take these 2.
No.
Yeah, I do.
This is for us in the show. We're gonna enjoy this now.
All right. Well,
we're gonna enjoy these now.
Yes, they're quite good.
They're very nice.
To go with our coffee theme, we have coffee cookies. I intend on also making other coffee-related things.
We really need to at some point either use your kitchen or my kitchen.
My kitchen.
Your kitchen. Yeah. To make. I want to make you something.
Okay.
Okay. So I have this. I had a dream about a recipe that I haven't really made it because I'm a foodie person and I have a dream about this. I want to make a Chick-fil-A crunch wrap.
Okay.
I mean, use a little bit of mac and cheese, a little bit of Chick-fil-A chicken, like tenders, you cut them up,
sure.
Or quesadilla,
Right.
or a quesadilla,
Right.
Where I kind of put 2 like.
So, wait. So, what is this?
So a layer of we put down the what's it called, the tortilla.
Yeah.
A layer of mac and cheese. Layer of Chick-fil-A chicken.
So here's my thing.
Layer of sauce on top.
Let's do this. But I'm again choosing Chick-fil-A chicken.
Why?
Think about that for a minute.
Chick-fil-A is amazing. I love Chick-fil-A. The chicken is bomb.
No.
Yes, that is. The chicken is bomb.
Don't care.
I don't know when you had the Chick-fil-A, but their chicken is bomb, dude.
I'm not supporting Chick-fil-A.
Why?
You have to ask.
Yes.
Think about that and think about me. And you want to know why I'm not supporting Chick-fil-A.
What? I'm confused.
Really?
Just be blatant. Just be open. Come on.
The massive amounts of donations that Chick-fil-A is against the LGBT community. Is against my very
come on.
person.
Okay, let's put like the political side. I'm just talking about food over here. Okay, you can.
I'm not saying they don't make good food.
Don't resist them because of they don't resist, like they don't accept LGBTQ. You can put the politics aside for a little bit.
Except it's a matter of like a campaign against
what, the LGBTQ, like.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna keep politics out of this cook. Okay. You're going to have the food because I want you to have it in respect to me.
Great.
Okay? So keep politics out of that.
Sure. I'll just letting my point be known.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay. To everyone, Nick hates Chick-fil-A because they don't support LGBTQ. And I won't.
It's not a matter of support. It's a point of having a disdain for a group of people. For something that is not out of that is not their control.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I get it. I 100% get it. I just, for the sake of my dream,
your dream.
We can even make it Wendy's chicken. You want to do Wendy's chicken instead?
Could you just not go with that like 2 minutes ago?
Well, because I wanted to find the reasoning behind it. It made it more interesting for the podcast.
Sure, it does.
Okay, then we'll do Wendy's chicken.
Okay.
That would be amazing. Wendy's chicken quesadilla.
Okay.
It'll be fantastic.
Wonderful.
We can use their signature sauce they use, and it's gonna be bomb, everyone.
All right. Well,
we're gonna make a YouTube video, and as much as Nick hates being on a video
on camera, I do.
Yeah, we're gonna still do it.
That's why I'm a photographer. I prefer to stand on the other side of the camera.
What? But you can't do camera work for this. We're doing this together.
I can. You'd be surprised. I can still do camera work and be on camera.
Wait, with a tripod?
Yes.
Or you were just like using a selfie stick?
No.
Oh, screw you. I just got it. All right.
What?
I hate you so much. All right. You're talking about it in a sexual manner.
No, I am not at all. That is you. What the frig are you talking about?
How do you give me that look? And I was like, okay.
No, I just saying no to selfie sticks.
Okay.
Also, actually, if we were to use a selfie stick, I would actually want to like take the time to go in and edit and just edit the selfie stick out.
But then you're just putting your arm out for no reason.
You can hide the way you hold this.
So you just hold like this, like hold at your waist level, and you're like, "Yo, what up, everybody?"
You know me. I have the tripods for us to do this, though.
Yeah, no,
like multiple tripods. We can just set up. Not that we have multiple cameras, but still.
We'll figure it out. We can even record this on a phone.
We should really stop planning our podcast on the podcast.
No, it's fun. This is great. People can learn about how we do shit on here. It's great. All right, so keep a lookout for that. We'll do that. We'll do that in next year.
Yes.
Next year, 2021. We're coming in hot.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about what's next.
Yeah. One last thing, just because can't talk about this afterwards, because, well, I mean, if we did, you'd be commiserating over your late packages because, yeah.
Because he works at a UPS store.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's go. Why are my packages late, Nick?
It is not our fault, actually, and I probably okay to say this stuff. UPS stuff has actually been getting out pretty well for the most part, right lately, actually. But yeah, for the past month, I actually just started the job, so I seem to always start my jobs right when they get busy because it's always like stuff that relates to the holidays, like retail or just like past shipping. Okay. But yeah, so it's a good time to learn. But like the past month, it has been nonstop. All last week, from the time we opened to the time we closed, nonstop customers. I've been having customers come in like the last minute people.
Yeah.
And I can't stand last minute people. And the only thing worse than someone coming in last minute is not when they're last minute and they're rude, when they're last minute and they're nice.
You know,
because they come in last minute and I am annoyed at them for making me stay longer than adding more time after close. If you're nice, that's worse. Because now I feel bad about being angry and pissed at you for being here.
Be that customer to me, and I'll react as if I worked at this store. Go. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I just got in, but I really have to get this done. Thank you so much.
Here's my reaction. Get that bullshit out of here, you weak ass. You weak ass bitch. You don't care about your family, but you're doing that last minute crap.
No, but like it's supposed to slow down. Like next,
oh my god,
we'll slow down a little bit, because we're right next to the holidays. But it's been bad. But So you understand? So UPS, right, is different from USPS.
Yeah.
And then which is both different from FedEx.
Which is what I got confused for in the beginning.
Yes, and so just confirm. I work at a UPS store, which is different from like the UPS shipping. Stores are a franchise.
What does UPS stand for?
United Postal Service.
And then USPS is United
States Postal Service. Yeah. Okay. One of them is government run, runs a company. And then there's FedEx, which not affiliated.
Fuck FedEx up. Yeah. Okay. I'm fed up of FedEx.
Okay, so in my thing with FedEx, I don't know why about this. When I was a kid, I always associated the name FedEx with the word fuck. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I always did. I'm not sure what it has to do with that, but I'd always associated the two for some reason.
Fuck FedEx.
That is nothing against FedEx. No, that's just a genuine thing from my childhood.
It's just their font.
I remember.
It's just their font.
Yeah.
The way they use it.
No, but UPS has been good about getting stuff out, and it's just massive on packages. However, USPS, not so much.
No.
I've been looking at statistics and so on. USPS usually has a rating of around over 90% for when stuff gets there to actually when they say.
Yeah.
Lately, it's fallen to like 75%, which is still kind of good, but also means like, stuff that's supposed to be there overnight or like 3 days isn't getting there till like 4 or 5 days later. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's getting there, but also still not. But there's massive issues. Last total, there's around close to 20,000 people or so of their 600,000 something workforce that's been out sick or just not able to come to work because they're isolating and so on.
No, I get it. It's completely understandable. I mean, it's COVID times.
Jesus. And in other locations, there's people working 80 plus hours a week.
Yeah, it's rough.
And from what I've heard, packages just for some facilities aren't moving.
Yeah.
Just being stacked up for days, probably becoming fire hazards.
Yeah, and for all the people who complain about not getting the package early, what happened in November? What were you doing in November?
I mean, to an extent, like I get it, people are going to crash and be lazy, but like with COVID, for the most of us have had so much free time on our hands.
Mm-hmm. There's no
Why
excuse.
haven't you sent stuff out?
By the way, you had this whole month plus the late of November. Okay, I sent all my packages that I had to go to India early on because I knew this shit's going to happen. Yeah. And secondly, it's. You can just tell someone to not open a package.
Yeah.
Okay? if they don't open it, that's up to them, and that's their self-control. But early or not, your gift is going to get there. There's no special surprise of opening gifts on Christmas because, I mean, people do it, but there's no, like, it's not special, it's not great and do it on Christmas morning. Just open your goddamn package. You're like...
I mean, there is something, depending on the family you do have. What?
No. If you're a 30-year-old person who goes, like, oh my god, I would open my package on Christmas morning, get the shit out of here, you immature crap.
Okay, but if you're under 18, there might be.
Under 18?
Under 16, whatever.
Under 10. Once my kid reaches 10, I'm going to tell him to his face, Santa ain't real, you little shit.
Okay, that's a whole nother conversation we could have because we're not going to talk about this.
Oh, no.
And our viewers are going to hate it. But I don't never intend on telling my kids that Santa's a thing.
No one under the age of 10 is watching our podcast. Santa ain't real, people.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying...
It's your dad.
No, we're going to leave this nugget here that as a parent, I would not tell my kids Santa is a thing.
You know who the real Santa is?
Because I think it's absurd to lie to them about that.
You know who the real Santa is?
What?
Mom and dad. That's the real... Dad is more special than Santa Claus. Get that fat man out of here.
No.
Who's rolling down their chimney, creep. I'm going to be ready my shotgun of a...
No, I just have this issue about a social consensus that we are all going to like, you know what, let's just lie to kids.
I'm just going to show them...
Because it's cute.
No, I'm just going to show them Belschnickel. And say, kids, you see this man with glasses? His name is Belschnickel. He comes and hits you.
Moving aside. I think it depends on, because, depending on what kind of Christmas you have. Because, some people, it's not about Christmas Day. For me, my family is, always Christmas Eve. That's where we all get together. It's part of our cultural tradition. We get together on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, it's you wake up, open presents, and then the rest of the day is whatever. It doesn't matter. No. Before, my great-grandfather, his birthday was on Christmas. So, we'd have to go and be cool, now I can put my toys away. Can't bring them, whatever.
Oh, by the way, for the people who don't know how Indians celebrate Christmas, it's actually quite different.
Yeah.
And instead of doing it in the morning, we have a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And with this for just our family, but I've heard about it. Mostly that's how they do it.
Yeah.
And we usually spend the whole day together. And if you want to open presents, you have to wait till the end.
Yeah.
At the very end of the party.
Yeah. And
then you open the presents, you thank everyone, and if you want to stay for a little bit of chit-chat, you can stay, but then you can go home.
Nice.
That's how we do it. Just because we like to... If there's drama, that has to happen before kids. Okay. Because then it gets awkward.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see. For me, I'm Polish. So for us, it's Christmas Eve. We have this tradition called Vigilia.
Lots of drinking.
Well, my family a little. But everyone gets together, and it's a meal of I think it's supposed to be the meal of the 7 fishes or something.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if we actually have that many, but
you have 12 days of Christmas.
There's no meat you're supposed to not eat meat all day, and you only have the dishes are all fish dishes for the most part. Or just no meat.
I don't count fish as meat.
But I know, was it in high school, I think? In high school and middle school, I did a project to learn about our culture or whatever. And I'm not sure if it still happens in Poland now. But traditionally, Polish people celebrate Christmas for multiple days, actually. Because there's times spent with just...
past, Christmas Day? Or
there's special days. There's a day of, you get together and it's just friends. There's a day of it's just family. There's a day of just the household.
But no, I'm saying is it beforehand or after, or do you? It
was so long ago, I don't remember.
So it's just on. Okay,
right. But for us, it's always been Christmas. Even Christmas Day's never really been much. It's been open presents and then go through the rest of the day. Put some anthrax
in there just for the sake of your nan.
I do have one story that was kind of interesting for what happened on one of my Christmas days.
I how you ignored that. Yeah. I said that.
Didn't even know what you said.
I said maybe spray some anthrax for your nan. That is so bad.
That's horrible. No, but I remember one of the Christmas ones I got, my father actually got angry with me because of what I did. So
did you poop in a box?
No. What I did was...
I did that.
What you're supposed to do. So my childhood was big. I was big into Legos, and I'm starting to get back into it, but again, a little bit. Just because it's something to do.
It's Legos.
And so my thing was my parents were like, Nick, why don't any of your Lego things ever stay together? You're always taking them apart. So I'm I got into the Lego architecture series of Storm Burnings. And actually from here I can see some of the ones I have still over there. Because they stay together and I have no reason to take them apart.
Yeah.
And so there's some of the bigger ones, and then there's the little major built tower buildings that are kind of smaller.
Yeah.
And for Christmas I got all of them. The major buildings and one of the museums. And so, after we open presents, my the night before everyone's tired, so my dad goes to sleep. I go to my room and proceed to construct. Again, they're not that big, but it was like 6 or 8 of these sets.
Okay.
I did them all.
Okay.
In like 3 hours.
Okay.
I come back out in the living room. My dad's sleeping in his chair.
A complete different turn.
No, I put them all on the coffee table. My dad wakes up. He's like, Dad, look, I made all the sets. He is now furious that what was a good amount of money, whatever, has now been done in 3 hours. Like,
why are you getting mad?
Why?
Why would you get mad? I would be excited if my kid did. I would have been like,
all of those sets are right over there, and I'm on display because again, there's no need to take them apart.
Yeah,
we've kept them. So there's the Guggenheim. Some of them the Eiffel, not the Eiffel.
Yeah, I see them.
Chrysler Building. Mm-hmm. I also have the Glass House and the Waterfall House.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I would be if my kid did that. I would like. Now we know what you're getting you.
Yeah, but here's the thing: some of the Legos, like architecture, aren't regularly in stock anymore.
Yeah, and
they were expensive to begin with. The price has doubled.
Oh, okay.
Old Lego sets that aren't in continuation go for so much, and I didn't realize how much my family was expending. Legos were so expensive. I had no idea.
Here's some news. I'm gonna really talk really close to the mic for the people who wanted some really dark news.
Okay, what's that?
You know how people used to steal gold and shit from the banks?
Yeah.
Now we start stealing Legos. Fuck gold. Okay, fuck real money.
Yeah.
Start embezzling Legos.
Yeah. That's actually why we're not in our usual space downstairs, because I grabbed all my bins of Legos and I started trying to organize the pieces.
Oh god, that's
which is so tedious.
Yeah. Ooh.
No, but like I want to build stuff, but it's just too difficult going to search everything. So it's gonna take
organizing
me forever,
Lego sets is nightmare.
Not the sets. I'm just trying to find like pieces, and then I know if I look enough because I got like a bunch of the Star Wars stuff when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. There's 2 standing armies of clones and droids somewhere if I can dig through and find all the pieces. Not very big, but like still, there's probably maybe 50
Wait, are you
each.
Darth in this scenario?
I mean, technically both sides were evil, so eventually...
Wait, what? So why are they fighting?
They're not fighting. Well, they were fighting at one point.
I want to fight for the dark side. So do I. Wait, then why are we fighting?
I don't know. That's a weird thing that the dark side, just at one point, when you think about it in Star Wars, creates 2, like... conflicting armies to fight each other at one point, just to only favor one.
Who, if Kylo Ren started fighting Darth Vader, it's like, son, you're fighting me. Oh, screw you, Dad.
Although I don't know all the background for Star Wars for everything, even though I'm a fan, I would love to find out there's stories in canon where like you have like the Empire slowly in certain places, and there's like conflict or whatever of them transitioning out droids for clones, and then like do like I don't know if this would be movies or like series somewhere of like them then transitioning to stormtroopers over clones. I just feel like those things, I know that the Empire's evil, would be interesting things to see in whatever that would be, cartoons or whatever else. So
yeah.
You
know what really destroyed the Star Wars franchise for me?
What?
The new movie, the last one, where spoilers, everyone who doesn't want to. If you haven't seen it, suck it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I gave you a spoiler warning. But where Ren kisses who's the other one? The Rey?
Rey, yeah. Ren and Rey.
I was like,
yeah. Okay.
Why?
As far as I'm concerned, and I know they've made money and some people like them, the whole new trilogy, if it were up to me, would be scrapped and rewritten. Mm-hmm. The only thing good that came out of the last one isn't the actual movie itself. It is the video clip you can find on YouTube where someone took this scene of the end of that movie where Kylo Ren is going through fighting people, and it is put to the song "I Need a Hero." That is the one good thing that came out of that movie.
I'll show you what's good out of that movie. Someone made a revamped version of that where they, instead of using the actual theme, they started using the original theme, the Orange Force theme. Mm-hmm. And when Rey like puts up this lightsaber, like when she pulls out the lightsaber, you know, to fight the Sith Lord.
Yeah.
What's his name? Darth Maul.
Palpatine,
sorry. Fuck, I just said Darth Maul.
What the frick?
Maul's the guy with the red face.
One's old and wrinkly, one's horny and red.
Sorry.
Sorry
Palpatine.
to our audience, I'm eating a cookie again.
Like, he it showed like when Rey picks up the lightsaber, it shows all the Jedis within her.
Yeah.
Like all the Jedis there were.
Yeah.
And when Palpatine gets up, it shows all the Sith Lords next to him, like as a vision. And I was like, all the Sith. That gave me chill feelings because in that video, it's like all the Siths versus all the Jedi in one. Yeah. And then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, well, there's more Jedis than there's Siths.
Yeah.
The Siths lose? Because this is something I've thought about.
There would be more Jedis than Sith.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is, I always thought like there'd be more Siths because the Force is just on the dark side. The Force is just kind of thrown around. Like
but there's only one Sith at a time.
Yeah,
there's like
Darth Vader,
dozens of Jedi per Sith.
Yeah, there's
every time. Yeah, so
there's how many Siths there? There's Palpatine, Ren, Darth, which is Anakin, and then
Anakin was never a Sith.
No, what's his name?
There's a backlog, but I don't know it.
What's his name? I hate you. Like the high ground scene. What's his name? Skywalker.
Anakin.
Yeah, that's Anakin was a Sith.
He's not a Sith.
Well, he's
a difference.
He's the Vader.
No, he's difference between one of the Darth Maul, Darth Vader, and being a Sith.
Vader's Anakin.
And Vader's not a Sith Lord. There's a difference.
Okay, fair. He's
Palpatine.
Vader. He's a general.
Yeah, Palpatine is a Sith Lord. That goes between the Sith Lord is the master. Whoever plays Darth is their Padawan in a sense.
Vader is a Sith. What are you on about?
What are you?
I looked up how many Sith Lord are there. There's Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Darth Bane. There's Raven. There's Count Dooku. He's the white-haired old guy. He's counted as Sith too. Who the hell is Justin Solo?
Does count as a pretty? I thought it was only like
Palpatine.
Above them counts as a Sith.
No, it's all of them.
Okay,
Everyone who can, like even Kylo Ren is a Sith Lord. Naga, Shadow, Savage, Opress.
Okay, I was wrong on that. But Kylo Ren is a whiny baby.
Who the hell is Darth Congus?
One of them. No. Darth Ren. Sorry, no. What the fuck am I saying? Kylo Ren is a whiny little kid.
Yeah.
That's
compared to coming from Anakin, who murdered children and he was abused as a kid.
There was one scene where I thought Kylo Ren was going to get my respect, and then it turns out I was wrong. In the second movie he was in, where he force chokes whoever the guy is. I missaw the scene. I thought he killed him.
Yeah.
And the next scene I see him, I'm like, for the moment, if he had done that, he would have had my respect.
When
he kills his general,
the alien guy who
not him. When he force chokes the other guy.
Oh, who Vader?
No, when Kylo Ren force chokes one of like the
in the ship, yes.
Yeah, that would have given me respect for him. Like the whole him killing Snoke, whatever. That pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Him force choking him would have given me something. No.
I mean, I think he didn't get him. He just wasn't it.
No, he like briefly choked him a little. He didn't kill him.
Wasn't it the scene where they were shooting at one of the Jedis?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, I only watched the movie once. It wasn't good enough for a second watch.
Okay, we're not going to talk about how many Jedis there are because there are over 10,000 Jedi Knights in the galaxy. So let's just leave it there.
So I think that's a good podcast. Audience can decide that. Unless do we have more to talk about?
I think we can. I think we can leave it. We just went on a whole tangent about
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
which is a podcast in itself.
I mean, yeah, we need to do it next year. We can do a little more structured podcasts.
Yes.
Instead of just like hey hope, and I can do gaming in a different section because I don't really want to talk about gaming in these. Let's relate, and I think I have thought about a name for the podcast, and I'm gonna reveal it right now because I don't want to pay it. I don't have patience. I'm gonna call it Absolute Gaming.
Of course you are.
Which seems like a very good podcast compared to my online username, which is Absolute Chill.
Yeah.
Which is what I use, and it would just make sense to call it Absolute Gaming.
Yeah.
Because it's part of me. It's just Muslim. Anywho, we're gonna wrap it up. Everybody.
Call that
What's up?
Call that it, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Call it a morning. Still morning.
Mm-hmm. Let's take my coffee is just done, so let's take a final sip to wrap up the podcast. Nick doesn't have any.
I'm out of coffee. What the?
Just pretend. Just pretend.
My world is ending here.
Okay. I had the last sip of coffee.
Yes, I had a very fake sounding sip.
This, by the way, this makes a difference in the coffee. Jesus. Now
How
I know.
so?
Well, it's stronger.
Okay.
Instead of that watery one.
Yeah, well, you reused a pod.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you like us a lot, please think about following.
Yes.
Click that follow button if you like more of us, because we're going to be here next year. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back and talk about awesome things like Star Wars and if God is real, or or if we'll all die of a supernova explosion, or
COVID.
Or COVID.
The new strain of COVID I hear about.
Yeah, it's in the UK.
Yes.
Jeez. All right, everyone. Take care. Be safe. Mm-hmm. If you're out there, if it's the morning, good morning. If it's night, good night. Good night. And whatever in the middle, we don't care. See you later. Peace out, everyone.
Peace.
Whoa. Okay, we can't end it like that. Before we go, I just wanted to say happy holidays, everybody. I know we didn't get to quite say because we recorded this a week before the actual holidays. So I just want to take the quick minute to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you all, and a Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for listening. If you do like this podcast, do think to follow, because there's more things to come next year. So think about it. All right, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. All right, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. All right, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.